Hello, traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Friday, May 29th, 2015. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright blue, sunny skies, nice and hot, and white sandy beaches. Yes, it looks like it's a pool day today. Absolutely, on a Friday. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our site at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. And traders, go to the site anyhow. Check it out. It's a very intense site, has a lot of information, has a great economic calendar. All right, let me introduce myself to you. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Remember, traders, today is Friday, so after the New York close, we will have the Friday wrap-up where we go over about 10 to 15 daily charts and look for price action for the week ahead. Traders, I started trading in the year of 2006 and 2008. I retired from a wonderful 27-year career in the fire rescue department out of the great state of Florida. Traders, I do trade the Forex markets every single trading day. Don't necessarily take a trade, but I do listen to fundamentals, and I'm watching technicals, and I'm looking for opportunities and probabilities on my side to be successful in my trades. And no, traders, I do not win every trade. I wish I could tell you I did. But if somebody tells you that, run the other way, quick. All right, let's get the legal stuff out of the way. That's enough about me. It's a Friday. We want to get moving. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most of all, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, moving right along, traders, let's head over to some news and commentary. Let's see what's going on in the indices. The US 30 closed negative 0.20%. The S&P 500 closed negative 0.13%. The NASDAQ closed negative 0.17%, with the Russell 2000 closing at negative 0.10%. All those indices barely in the red, just barely in the red. Let's head over to the Eurozone, and we have the DAX closed negative 0.79%, with the FTSE 100 positive 0.11%, and the CAC 40 negative 0.88%, and the Eurostock 50 negative 0.87%. That's pretty interesting on a Friday. All right, this is the Asia side of the indices, and remember, traders, these countries are currently trading as these markets are open. The Nikkei 225 currently is up 0.12%. The S&P ASX 200 is also up 1.23%, with the Shanghai negative 4.06%. Wow, that's pretty big. The Hang Seng is positive 0.17%, and the Kospi is positive at 0.31%. And that gives us our indices on a Friday. Traders, let's take a look at the calendar. We had some news come out of New Zealand. I don't know if it's good news or bad news because there was no forecast. However, ANZ business confidence came in at 15.7. However, it went against New Zealand, so I guess that was bad data. That's all I can tell you about that. Traders, remember that the G7 is still going on, and keep that in mind as you go through your trading day, that any one of those, we call them wobbleheads, gets in front of a microphone and says something, can definitely move your trades. And that meeting goes on all day today. We have no high impact data in the London session today, so London is really a technical day today. However, in the US session, we have high impact news out of Canada. We got GDP month on month, and out of the US, we got prelim GDP quarter on quarter. So the US session has some data that is tradable, looks like, and that should be very interesting. And actually, we have no data over the weekend that I can see. I don't see anything here on a Saturday. So if you wanted to hold a trade over the weekend, looks like you're pretty comfortable in doing that. Traders, I want to say for the commentary that this week was a pretty nice week. We had some nice pip movement. We had some nice price action. A couple of challenges ahead. I've noticed something in the last 3 trading days that, I trade the London session the whole London session pretty much into New York. And I've noticed that London lunch, believe it or not, which is like the weakest point of the trading day, has given me my most pips. The market starts to like kick in at London lunch. So if you don't get the market open and you miss it, or not in your computer, London lunch is working for some reason. I don't understand why, but I made all my pips yesterday during London lunch. It was quite interesting to see how that worked out. All right, traders, we're going to take a look at some 60-minute Forex charts to review, and as usual, we will start with the euro dollar. This pair has been working really nicely this week. We've had some really nice price action. Traders, I'm just waiting. We're at 38.2 at 1.0957. We just want to wait for a bearish candlestick formation. We want to sell this down at 1.0830. So, this is a nice trade. If it works, you might get stuck there with that 0.872 area, because if you look left of the chart, you can see that's quite a support area. So we might get a bounce there, but you'll be way in profit, and you should be absolutely break even by then. So who cares? It's a free trade, but if you get down to that level, so that's a good trade. So this is a good trade setup. The euro has been bearish the whole week. It's given us good trades all week. It's just done the job. And believe it or not, most of it has been in the New York session. So London lunch to New York has given us our down move on the euro. And then late in New York, it brings us back up into Asia, and we start again. And we start the whole process over again. But it's been a great pair to trade this week. Traders, let's move over to the pound dollar. I apologize for the different background on the charts. My FXCL account would not connect, so I think their server might be down, as I do this early in the morning in Asia, so their server might be down. So these charts are on a different platform, unfortunately, but remember, this is brought to you through FXCL. Traders, this pound is bearish on this chart. And we're looking at it. We'd like to see this bounce back to the 618, and we'd like to enter this at 1.5352. That'd be wonderful, and we'll take profit at 1.5278. I don't know if we're going to get the pullback. If we get a bearish candlestick right now, you know what? I would enter it at the 38.2. I wouldn't worry about it if it doesn't pull back. If we get the entry and get a bearish candlestick and it looks good, jump on it. By the time you get to the profit area, you're going to have plenty of pips, and you'll be break even and in profit. So it's a safe trade if you took it with a bearish candlestick formation. But right at the moment, we have a doji, so there's no trade now. All right, let's take a look at the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar, as we know, is bearish. Some nice trade yesterday. Again, during London lunch, the Aussie dollar really it was sideways, up and down, all over the place yesterday. And then London lunch, it just dumped like a rock. It was really unbelievable. And continued into New York that way. So now we're basically waiting for the pullback. We'd like to see this 38.2 pullback at 0.7680, and we'll take profit at 0.7630, which will give us a nice 50 pip trade. I really don't want to take this trade here. This is too close to support, and we've got too many indecision candles here. So I'm not comfortable taking this trade here. This trade looks like this is going to have to wait for the London Open. All right, moving right along, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. This is on a rampage to the long side, even though the daily chart is bearish. However, traders, the golden rule is we sell at resistance and buy at support. So I stuck a trend line here, and I just want this trend line to break. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours of indecision candles. So let's break this trend line. I'd like to get a retest because this Euro Aussie does funny things, and it's in a strong trend right now. So this might not go bearish. So we might be trading this long later and have to do another analysis. But right at the moment, I'd like this to break this trend line, retest, and we'll get in at 1.4283. And traders, to tell you the truth, I would use the 200 EMAs. You take profit area if you're sticking your order in and walking away from your computer at 1.4120. However, if you look at the end of that trend line at 4170 area, if you look left of the chart there's some support there, so we might get a bounce there. Man, if you get down to that area, you're way in profit and you definitely break even. So you could actually exit the trade at that point, and that's right at the end of the trend line there. So nice trade if it works, but this is the Euro Aussie, and it's in a strong upswing here. So this might just fib. You can fib this swing and take it to the long side, but remember, we sell at resistance, and we are at resistance. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen. The Euro Yen also is bearish on the daily chart, and this is pretty ugly. If you look left of the chart, there's a lot of confusion there. What this wants to do, you end up with like two red candles, and then a blue candle, and then a doji, and then you get a engulfing blue candle that takes out like three. If you look at that, it takes out three candles. So I'm not quite sure how this is working, but the daily chart is bearish, and my bias is bearish. So I want to sell this. So I want this to break this trend line and get in at about 135.41. This is a valid trend line. It's a three-touch trend line. And again, we're going to use the 200 exponential moving average at 134.58 to get out. However, at 134.85, be careful. Take a look left of the chart. You'll see that was a previous support area, and we might have a bounce there. But if you get there, you're again way past break even and into the pips, so there will be no issue. If you get a bounce there, just get out of the trade. It's Friday. Remember, people are going to be taking position squaring, taking profits. I love trading Fridays because it is so active. It's really a proactive day on a Friday. And today is pretty much a technical day till New York because there's no data in London. All right, the New Zealand dollar. I don't like this trade. I'll be very honest with you. We're at support right now, so this needs to pull back. And all I did was I went back up to the previous, which is now resistance, at 0.7196, and we'll look to sell it from there. But we need a pretty strong pullback before I would enter this. Now, what if it breaks this support? If it breaks the support and gives us a retest, we'll turn around and we'll take this bearish. Other than that, I'm looking for a pullback. I expect this to bounce, by the way. I don't expect this to break support. We have no data to move this pair. The data for the New Zealand came out already. It's reacted. So there's nothing to move this pair. So I'm expecting this technically to bounce off of the support and head up. And like I said, we can sell it at 0.7196. And then we'll just take profit at the support area at 0.7148. So easy trade plan, but I don't think it's going to be an easy trade. I think it's going to take some work. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I thank you for joining me for another week of the market opening preview series every day before the London Open. Traders, enjoy your weekend break with family, friends, and loved ones, and get re-energized, do some Forex homework, and we're excited to see you for the Friday wrap-up sometime after the New York close. Again, traders, this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading, and please come visit us at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Take care, traders, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.